Hello everyone, welcome back to another one of my YouTube video. As you know, water can be a very challenging subject. I used a series of photos for this painting. Sometimes I'm able to find a image that I really like and I use that one image to work with. But there are times I just cannot find one image that I am really truly happy with and just follow that. And in this case, I have multiple images that have similar feel, but none of them have the exact thing that I'm looking for. So as you can see, some of the reference photo, they all have that similar feel. You can see the transparency of the water. You can see the reflection. You can see what's underneath it. The color, it's kind of similar as well. They all have that greenish, that cool, earthy feel to that. And what I was looking for was actually, I wanted some movement of the water instead of just super clear. I want to put some kind of ripple in there. So, and since I couldn't find one that really fits, so I decided to come up with my own. And prior to start the painting, I also did a few value study to kind of explore the composition a little bit more. I came up with one that I'm really happy with, and this is the one. This is the image that you'll see. It's the main idea. This is the image that kind of gave me a really good feel of it. And then there's another image, kind of gave me the what a ripple that I like to put in this painting. So it's a combination of a few of these photos. I have the accent purple and some, I believe, some cadmium red. And I'm mixing a little bit of a Chinese white to just get the base color. And then, of course, I have some, I believe that's cerulean blue. And also, you can see the consistency is very thin. It's very because we're painting the light tone right now. So I mixed the cerulean blue with some of the color that I uh, now just quickly just get that cerulean blue very light. Start out with a very light on the top and gradually gets darker as I move down toward the lower half of the composition. And so this is just a simple light tone. And as it gets further down, it gets a little bit warmer. As you can see, some of the bluish and the quinacridone, it's actually going to help warm the bottom. And then with the yellow, I am mixing some of the Hassan yellow and a little bit of the warmer tone, the cadmium orange. And now I'm mixing using, I believe that is a sap green. And this is I'm getting ready to move to the mid-tone. And I believe that is some daxine purple, just to get the color a bit darker. And then I have some of the ultramarine blue. So I have that puddle, and then I'm mixing a slightly warmer using I think that's Hassan yellow and cadmium orange, and then I have some umber. So I mixed these kind of a warmer mid-tone with a little bit of sap green. So the two powders gonna be working in they should be in the similar values. And then again, start out with the midtone now, and this is that ripple that's gonna be I suppose that's the center of interest, and I want to make sure that this. I try to approach it like the way I do calligraphy. Just think about it and just play and not go back and forth. I like to just have that, really just put it down and let it go, put it down and let it go. And again, these are kind of abstract, right? Like right now, you can't really see what's going on. I don't worry about the things that I'm painting. I'm just looking at those shapes, those kind of abstract shapes right now. And as you can see, it's just a few. There's not a lot to see here. Just again, if you follow the value study, you will have a much better idea, and it's much easier. And at this stage, it's really not that important to think about the subjects. Rather, focus on the color, focus on the shapes, and focus on the color temperatures and the saturations. So at this point, it's just kind of compare the value study. You can see there's a slight change and gets warmer as it towards the top, and then the temperature gets cooler and slightly darker towards the bottom. So again, I'm just kind of really just focus on the big shapes, and in many ways this is kind of an abstract shape, and it's not there's nothing is recognizable at this point. It's just some random shapes. But if you look at the reference or the value study, you could see where I'm going with this. I'm mixing some darker color that's paint gray with an existing puddle of color, and just indicating the dark tone, the darker tone that's that you can see, and looking at the value study, you could see the dark tones is kind of plays a it's not it's the midtone in this case. Is the biggest puddle, and the dark tone is kind of indications of that. So what I'm doing right now is just getting the dark tones in there right now. The dark tones are just kind of smaller dark tones, and also I want to take advantage of the first wash before it dries up. If I wait too long, it won't give me the soft edges that I'm getting right now. So in the ways that I know where I'm going, and looking at the value study, it's easy just to focus on figure out where to place the dark tone and where the soft edges are. Again, sometimes in a more complicated scene, I don't have the luxury of trying to time the I guess the wash, so that in this case it's actually not that complicated. So I could just focus on really getting the darks in there, and while it's still wet, so it's kind of like this wet on wet, and you could get really nice soft edges right here. And so here I'm still trying to just fill in some of the dark shapes, and or indications of the if you want to think about whatever shapes. These shapes are actually kind of random, and now I speed up the process a little bit more, and just to wrap up the just the dark shapes in there. And now that I have kind of my light tone, mid tone, and dark tone in, I am beginning to fine tune the shapes, because there's not a lot here, and that ripple is actually going to play a very important role for this painting. So I want to make sure that I get that right. And now I'm also beginning to focus on the color temperature. And so you can see I have some red and much warmer color that I mix, and I want to kind of show that as the that patch of the midtone gets warmer as it goes further up, and gets slightly darker and cooler as it moves down. So this way, I could I could feel the temperature shift as it goes from top to bottom, and also mixing some. I believe that's a puddle of ultramarine blue to kind of again just indicate the cooler darks in the towards the bottom. And so these are some of the smaller shapes. Again, just know where your focal point is, your center of interest, and really just get spend more time to bring a little bit more attention to those area. Again, just I think at this point you can see what is going on now. You could see the what you might call it, the rocks under the water, and things starts to kind of beginning to make sense. Things starts to and now I'm mixing a lighter color, and what I'm doing is actually suggesting the rocks that's under the water. But this case, this is actually a it's the reflection of the light side. And so again, just between trying to find that balance of suggesting and not kind of keep it vague and not really but it's just having I guess excuse me, it's finding the balance between realism and abstraction. So this is the time when things starts to happen, and now I have to think about, okay, how much to put in there, and what. And again, so it's just using a synthetic brush just to kind of rub out some of the the color to like to just to bring out that ripple, that round shape. Because though, and this is the only like kind of a circular shape, that a complete circle, almost a complete circle shape, and so this way will actually makes the create the transparency of that. So again, it at this point it's still kind of I still retain that abstract shape, the abstract feel, but at the same time, you can see the realism that's coming through. Again, this is the part where the finding that balance between abstraction and realism happens here. And I believe everybody's definition is different, and some people think, "Oh, this is too too much already." So again, for me, is just to start out with just abstract shapes and not think about the subject, not think about its water, ripples, rocks, and just start out like assuming that it's just some shapes with certain color, certain intensity, and so on and so forth. So at this point, it's just really trying to polish whatever I have here, bring out what is already there here, and this is also something that I like to do is it's much easier if I kind of incorporate what is already there rather than, oh, this is a mistake, I need to figure out a way to erase that. Everything that you see here, I try to leave and not overwork something. I try to bring out what is already there, and rather than just go back and forth try to erase something, and I tend to work with what I have. And if a mark is certain, unless it's terribly wrong, or the color is so bad that I have to change it. Pretend that you have this idea that each stroke that you put down, it's perfect. There is no mistake. Whatever it is, it's that's it. It's correct. And with that mindset, it actually give you a lot of confidence, and you can see that there's a lot of spontaneity in that kind of mindset. And yeah, so if you approach your painting in an abstract way, don't think about the subject that you're painting. Focus on the shape, focus on the value, focus on the color, focus on the temperature shift, focus on the saturation. And then toward the end, that's when you start to see all those things will start to happen. It's like a jigsaw puzzle that starts to come together. And if you approach your painting this way, it should be a very liberating experience. The end, that everything is gonna come, it's gonna come together. So, okay, so this is the end of it, and if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment and what kind of video you want to see, and love to try to make more video going forward. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.